I'm optimistic about this one. Today we're in Perth CBD and we're going to go and visit Hunter and Barrel just behind me here. It's going to be our first premium steak visit on the channel. I believe they've got 7 locations, 4 in Australia here, 2 in the UAE, 1 in Dubai, 1 in Abu Dhabi. So let's go in, see if it's worth it. Right, we're in. First impressions, it looks absolutely banging in here. You look at the display cabinet there, like with all these shiny bottles and things like that, properly eye-catching as you walk in. I'm liking it. It's looking good so far. I'm optimistic about this one. Let's have a little peruse of the menu. So we have some garlic bread, wings, hummus plates. Pretty good range of items on here. Also a good range of prices, I think, by the looks of it. They've got sort of the less bougie options. But then you can be more bougie if you really want. It's up to you. Ah, Shiraz. I know absolutely nothing about wine, so I'm not even going to try to attempt to describe what I'm tasting. All I know is that it tastes nice. What we've gone for, the Bortolo wood-fired Shiraz from the barrel, in brackets apparently, from Heathcote, Victoria. Oh, and look at this leather folder. Look at that. Oh, we got our beautiful hummus plate that's arrived. Some nice warm pitta here. Look at them grill marks. Look at that. Look at that. Still nice and warm. Look how they've layered this hummus on, mate. Look at that. Look at that swirl that they've got. I think they've got some roasted chickpeas on top. Let's dig in. See how it is. Oh, look at that. See how it is. Oh, that is banging. I've drizzled some olive oil on there as well. That's a bit of extra flavour. And I like the touch of them roasted chickpeas that they've got. That has like a beautiful, stunning crunch when you're trying some of that. Impressed with that. I like that. Let's get some of them vegetables in. Does it count as a vegetable? Leaf. It really has some nice sweetness. What is that? I feel like a moron. I should probably know what that says. It will be on the menu. Let's go with pickled cabbage. I'm just waiting for the steak. We went for the full rack of ribs as well. Then we've got to decide what we're going to have for dessert. Hummus devoured, rich and creamy, plenty of it. 10 out of 10. Cost $18. Huge portion there. I wasn't expecting that much, to be honest, but definitely good enough for two to share. All right, food has arrived. So what we've gone for here is the Eye of Rum. Now, it says MB2+ on the menu. I didn't know till today. MB2+, that's the rating they use for how fatty a steak is. I never knew that. So when people talk about these ridiculous MB9+ Wagyus, it just means they're full of fat. Anyway, let's cut into this steak, see how it is. I requested it medium rare. How is it? Now, I've got to say, I'm not great, to be honest, in actually telling how the steak's cooked. I think that's medium rare. That's medium rare. There is a big sort of bit of tendon, bit of gristle there, but felt a bit tough to cut through. But let's cut some off from the end. See how it tastes. It's got a lovely smell coming from it, nice sort of charred barbecue smell. Oh.
A few moments later. 1 minute later.
It's got a beautiful taste initially. When you're first having it, it's got some sort of sweet, smoky flavour. I guess what they've sort of coated it in when they're cooking with it. Not as sort of as melt in your mouth as you would like, but then again, it's a rump steak. not a very high sort of fat content. So I guess you can't expect it to be too sort of melt in your mouth. One of their cheaper cuts that they've got on the menu here. Now look at these chips. Look at that. Look at that monstrosity here. Oh yeah, by the way, you may notice I didn't order any sauce. I know a lot of people like peppercorn sauce and things for their steaks. I've never seen the point really, to be honest. I'm not one for ordering the sauces with it. I feel like if you've got a decent steak, you should be able to hold its own, you know? But anyway, let's do the crunch test on this this chip here. Oh yeah. That's beautiful and crunchy, seasoned well. Not overcooked, just the right amount of crunch. Pretty hefty chips as well, to be honest. Good chunky things. Look at this, look at that. None of these weedy little chips. We've got decent, well-cooked, crispy chips there. I'm a big fan. Saying that, I would probably like some sauce for the chips, but you know. Look at that knife. Premium knife to cut your steak with. Right, we've moved on to the full rack of beef ribs. Now these look ridiculous. I'm excited about these. Look at that here. Let's see how easy it falls off of the bone. Let's try and lift it up first. Look at that, clean off the bone. Look how clean that bone is. Oh, they got a nice sort of barbecue hickory sauce on top as well. Oh, it looks lovely and tender in there. Very well cooked. Let's take that off. Mate, this is a carnivore's dream. Let's cut some of this off. I don't know about the salad, but this was camera woman's meal. She's trying to be good, so she ordered the salad. Saying that, it is covered in shredded cheese, so it may defeat the point of the salad. And well, she did order a big rack of ribs as well. That kind of defeats the point. But anyway, let's just see what it's like. I feel like I ordered the wrong meal. I should have chose the beef ribs. Now that steak's nice, but these beef ribs are something else. These are absolutely beautiful. They've got that sweet, succulent taste to them. Super meaty, falling off the bone. Beautiful sauce on them. I'm a big fan of them. I've got a lot of time for this. A lot of time for them. Camera woman may have to make do with a rump steak, I think. Now, just because we've got it here, let's have a try of that salad. Oh, they've got some dressing on there. Some lettuce, some cheese. It's a decent salad. Plenty of dressing on there, plenty of cheese. To be fair, the fattier the salad, the tastier it is. So, they've done a good job. Looks fresh. Some different coloured tomatoes on there as well. Oh mate, we got orange tomatoes, we got yellow tomatoes, we've got the red tomatoes. Oh my goodness, beautiful. Right, I guess I'll take my steak back and eat that. Mains polished off. We stared at the bony beef rib graveyard and waited for dessert. We're on to dessert. We have gone for the Cronut. So this has got some bananas around the edges there. Looks like they're nice and charred. Then they've sprinkled some pistachio over the top, and they've got this, I think this white chocolate ganache. And you've got some chocolate there. Let's break into this, see what we're dealing with. Oh, look at that. Take a chunk of this off. We flip the entire dessert over. Let's have a bite of this. Super banana-y flavour. I would have liked the Cronut to be a bit more crunchy, a bit more flaky, to be honest. As soon as you're biting into it, you're not getting that crunch. It feels a bit too doughy, not really fried enough, I think. Not really getting that crisp that I would like. And the flavour of the banana, a bit too overpowering, to be honest. Banana ice cream as well. I think they've just gone completely bananas for banana. Yeah, I think it's a bit too overpowering for me. Now, for $21, probably personally wouldn't order it again. So, what we'll do, we'll finish up here, get the bill, see what the damage was, and have a chat about it elsewhere. See you in a minute. All finished up. Now, looking from the outside, this is to be one of the most stunning restaurants I've seen. Looking at the glass paneling in there, as soon as you walk in, seeing sort of that backdrop with a big sort of deer and all of the wine bottles, just the sort of vibe of the place is like, amazing. I really, really liked it. Now, service in there, you know, it's fairly laid back actually, the service, which I quite liked. Now, I said earlier this was a premium steak restaurant. I think it's more sort of middle of the range type. Not overly expensive, but they're not sort of, you know, we just sort of do steaks on the menu type sort of place. So, middle of the range steak restaurant, I think. Now, as I said, service was quite minimalist. I like that. I like they weren't bothered too much. They seemed to come in at pretty good times, actually, just sort of refilling water, checked how the meals were, but weren't sort of overly hovering or bothering you during your meal, which is the sort of service that I like. Now, food, the hummus starter, I thought that was incredible. Arrived within about 10 minutes or so, arrived super quickly. Rich and creamy, gave that a 10 out of 10, no problems there at all. Moving on to the mains. Now, I think the ribs were the star of the show there. I think they were my favourite by far. They had that really nice sweet sort of sauce all over them, really meaty, full of flavour, and the salad was pretty decent as well, actually. The steak. Now, the steak, that was $39, so I can't really complain, to be honest, especially at a place like this. It was quite gristly, to be fair, cutting in it. There was a lot of gristle and tendon in there, which sort of, you know, wasn't great. But it was cooked well, I think cooked to medium rare as I requested it. Beautiful flavour as soon as you put it in your mouth, but slightly chewy and gristly. But there are higher end steaks on there you can order if you want, but obviously I went at the more budget friendly end, to put it that way. Now them chips, the chips were absolutely banging. They were massive, good portion of them, really crispy, cooked really well. Moving on to the dessert. I was disappointed with the dessert. I was actually looking really forward to that. I saw the photos of it on the menu and things like that and thought, yeah, this will be good. But we got it. It looks nice, you know, presented on the plate. Sort of putting your spoon in there. I didn't get a good crunch. It was quite soft. Could have been cooked a little bit more, fried a bit more to give that crunch. And I just feel like they went absolutely crazy with the bananas. Now, I'm a fan of banana, but this was just too much. That's $21. I don't think I would buy that again. I would probably rate that dessert about 5 out of 10, to be honest. So how much did it all cost? So final fee in the end was $176, but that's with service charge on top. So we had the rump, which was $39, the beef ribs was $76, the glass of wine $12, the hummus plate was $18, and then the cronut was $21. Now, would I come back? I would definitely come back. The decor of it, the food, all fantastic. The service in there was at the right level. Just the main thing that let it down was the dessert. Now, because of the dessert, I think I can only give it about 7.5 out of 10. Now, I know there are a lot of sister steakhouses that they have, I think the same owner. I think they have 6 head around here as well, and the Meat and Wine Company, which we'll go and explore at some point. But anyway, let me know what you thought. Would you come here? What did you think of the steak? And if you're interested in some more culinary adventures, you know what to do. Follow me, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.